What's up, everyone? Bill the Kaiju King back from my collection room here in Greater Cincinnati. And in this video, I'm trying to slow that down a bit. There we go. In this video, sorry I've been gone so long. I've been recently dealing with some medical issues with my foot and trying to stay off of that as much as possible. I do have a proper walking boot that takes the pressure off the infected area, so I do get around a little bit, but I try to stay off of it as much as the doctors told me. And it is healing, so I've been seeing her since the beginning of the beginning of last week, so hopefully I'll get over it sooner than later. That's what I'm hoping. In this video, though, I wanted to talk about the movie, the great, awesome Toho movie that recently came out here on December 1st, and came out in Japan on November the 3rd. Godzilla -1, of course. First Japanese live-action Godzilla movie since 2016, Shin Godzilla, pardon me. I've seen it my third time as of last night. It's playing on my theaters tomorrow and Friday still. I looked it up, so I thought it was going away, but I don't know what's going on because I know it was real close to making more money here already than it did in Japan, which is pretty cool. I thought it's only been out here, a couple weeks, and it's already equaling or even surpassing Japan's total here, which I think is cool because I remember when 2016, when Shin Godzilla came out here, it was playing for like literally 2 days in my area and it was gone. So it's so good to see this movie so extended and so prolonged. I feel like that also shows you the growing of the genre, the kaiju fandom, with people going out to support this movie. I've been in 3 showings, and the one yesterday was probably the least amount of people, I think. But the first 2, people stood and clapped, me along with them. It's a very, very good movie, great movie. We'll start with just the story and telling of the movie. To me, it's kind of a reboot of the franchise, really. It starts off, in the mid-40s, toward the end of World War II, of course. And it's kind of, to me, like I just said, a reboot of the franchise, because it really is going back to the beginning, in my opinion. The storytelling is excellent in the film. It's great, great stuff. Great, great. The human story keeps you enthralled in the movie, in my opinion. It's the deepest character development and human story in any Godzilla movie, in my opinion. I'm not going to say it's my favorite Godzilla movie because that's always going to be 1974 Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. But the story in this movie crushes just about any other Godzilla movie for my money. And I'm a superhero Godzilla, 1970s Godzilla. That's my wheelhouse, and it always will be. But none of them stories, to me, hold a candle to the development and storyline and the emotions and raw emotions that's in this film with the characters and just the building of the character building and the history for the characters and how they got where they are. And like the title of the movie is Godzilla -1. And the way I've taken that title is Japan was at nothing. They were at absolutely zero after the war, trying to recover. And then they got knocked below zero when Godzilla became a threat. That's the way I took the title of the film. I don't know if that's correct, but that's just the way I feel that's the way it's depicting what Godzilla done to Japan in this film. They were at nothing, they were at zero, and he made them below zero, less than zero. So it's just my depiction of that title. I think that's just the way I've always looked at it and felt about it. The storytelling, like I said, incredible in the movie. Very, very well done. All the characters make you want to cheer for them, cry for them, praise them, hope that they get rid of this threat, which is Godzilla. It's just great. I can't express enough how much the storytelling in the movie is really surpasses anything. Now I brought this. This is the X Plus, the ride figure. To me, it's the closest rendition of Godzilla in the movie. It ain't spot on. To me, the dorsal plates need updated. Like when he does his atomic breath in the film, there's none of the bigger plates back here on his tail like they are in the film. That's a big difference. The tail is similar though, as far as the stubbiness and stuff. The other thing, I think the head on this figure is a little too big for what the Godzilla's head is in the movie. The rest of it to me is pretty similar. The skin, the body tone, the big feet, um, even the little spikes on the elbows, that he has that in the film. So they took a lot of this Godzilla the ride elements and pulled it into -1 Godzilla, but there's still some things that aren't accurate to this figure. The teeth in the mouth are not accurate, in my opinion, to the Godzilla -1. My big things on it are the teeth and the dorsal plate manipulation on this figure are not what is in -1. But the rest of it is fairly similar, in my opinion, and the head size. I think the head size on this figure is bigger than the head size of the Godzilla in -1. To me, at least, it looks that way. But this is my closest figure I have. I'm waiting on X Plus to give us something -1 wise. I think they're going to attack this like they attacked Shin X Plus. They're going to hammer this because it's been so much more popular than Shin Godzilla was here. And they're going to attack this. D4 reels, gigantic, 30 centimeters, all of it. I think it's coming myself. Really, really awesome movie. And this is right now, this is my -1 figure, even though it isn't accurate. It's the closest thing I have, and I'm just waiting on, like I said, X Plus. But the Godzilla in the movie is vicious, ferocious. He is not friendly at all. He is mad at humanity for what they've done to him. There's two versions of the Godzilla in the movie, in my opinion. There's the Odo Island young version, which to me, he's probably around half the height, around 70 feet tall to me in the movie. He's more hunched over like a T-Rex in that form. But I'd say if he was stood up, he's probably around 70 feet tall. That would be my guess. And this, of course, -1 Godzilla is what, 150 something, 155 or something. So it's roughly half the size. It's more basic, rougher looking. The head and the face are more flatter, rounder. The nose snouting is elongated, just from what I've seen. The head almost kind of reminded me of Zilla, kind of in a way, in a funny way, kind of the way it looked in the Odo Island Godzilla. But he's vicious. I mean, when did you ever see Godzilla chomp down on people? Like never. This Godzilla, in the first 5 minutes of the film, is chomping down on people and killing them. So that just shows you how terrifying it is, and it would be if this actually happened. Like, and you've seen that, happening in front of you. It's just terrifying Godzilla. He's mad at humanity. You can see it in his way he acts toward them. I mean, he's blatantly trying to kill them when he's walking through the city, and he looks down and he's like looking at him like this. It's just chilling. Like, yeah, he's going to kill you, But the movie is great. Like I said, character development, top shelf. Couldn't be better, in my opinion. You cheer for him, you cry for him. It's emotion. There's emotion there. There's happy moments. There's sad moments. They really, really pull you in with the characters. Because Godzilla really is only on the screen like, 8 minutes, maybe 10 tops. But you don't notice it because the human story pulls you in tight and deep and keeps you there. I never got tired of it. I didn't think there was any lag on it for me. I was really, really into the whole movie and the story, and I really hope they delve further with it. As I said, this Godzilla is really 4 main times you see him, Odo Island, then you see him when he attacks a ship and they're trying to kill him with the mines that go in his mouth, and they shoot one and it blows kind of half of his face off, but it regenerates, which is wild. It's pretty wild. But when it regenerates, I noticed there's a scar where that explosion happened. So he regenerates, but there's like scars there throughout the movie where he's been hit. The other thing with this Godzilla, the Japanese weapons are clearly hurting him. Like the battleships when they're shooting him with their big guns, you can tell that it is hurting him. When did you ever see the military's conventional weapons hurt Godzilla? That that's something new that you never seen in a movie. It's just pretty wild when you watch that. Like, damn, that put him down. He is not liking that. It is affecting him. It wasn't killing him, but it was definitely, you could tell it was bothering him. Just great stuff. But they finally take him down at the end with a great plan that is almost messed up by Godzilla. But they take him down and they try to pressurize him by sending him to the bottom of a trench really fast and then raising him really quick. So they pressurize him, hoping the pressure will kill him, and then the quick decompression of coming back up with these floating rafts. And that's what they try to do to eliminate him. And you can tell it's killing. It looks like it's killing him when he comes back up out of the ocean from that, because he's like slowing down, and it's like his skin is turning white and stuff. But it ain't quite got him. And then the pilot, who is the main character of the movie, is a disgraced kamikaze pilot. He flies the plane into Godzilla's mouth that has a bunch of bombs in it, and he ejects because the mechanic put in an ejection seat. He told him to live, don't die, live, because he had a little girl he was taking care of with the girl that he had met in the beginning of the film. I'm sure a lot of people have seen this movie by now, so I'm not really going deep into the whole storyline, but so he ejects and it blows up, and it like blows pretty much Godzilla's whole head off except for the bottom part of his jaw. And it pretty much kills him with that, and the pressure and the decompressing, it pretty much kills him. But what I think is so cool, at the end, when the camera goes in the ocean and it shows the piece of him and it starts regenerating, I got heavy GMK vibes on that scene, my opinion. It really gave me the end of GMK when the heart's at the bottom of the ocean. And also another thing that in this movie that vibed with the 54 a lot was when the reporters were on top of the building and he was destroying everything and they were reporting about it. That reminded me of the reporters on the Tokyo Tower, I believe, in the 54. That was really, really cool and eerie, because he ends up inadvertently destroying the building they're on top of with I think his hip, his side runs into it and knocks it down. And of course, those guys had to have died because they were on top of it and it collapsed. But it's just a great movie. Like I said, Godzilla's not in it a lot, but you don't notice it because of the story. I know some people are like, hey, I don't want to see humans, but you want to see these humans. You root for them, you cry for them, you cheer for them. It's really a powerful Godzilla movie. Godzilla, Force of Nature Godzilla, Enemy Godzilla. Toho now knows how to nail that, and they nailed it in this. Really hoping they do some more here. And I just hope they kind of carry on with this lineage, since it looked like he was regenerating in the ocean. Maybe this Godzilla will come back and be even more evolved. I figure he'll be different, evolved. Maybe. But it's such a great movie, guys. Please go see it if you can. It's a treat. I've seen it 3 times. I enjoyed it every single time. Such a great film. I can't recommend it enough. All right, everyone. I tend to blabber on this a little bit, but I'm just talking about so much of it, and I just didn't want to go from the end to the beginning, the whole story, because I'm sure a lot of folks have seen it, but I just love the movie. And then you got the Godzilla Kong New Empire trailer came out, and there was a lot of hullabaloo about that, but I can deal with the serious and the silliness at the same time. Toho's done the silliness, guys. Godzilla drop kicking, so I don't have a problem with the legendary going with the fantastic silliness. Hey, let's do it. All right, everyone, I'm going to close out my video. I want to thank everyone that always tunes into my channel. This is Phil, the Kaiju King, from my collection room in Greater Cincinnati. Y'all have a blessed day. We'll talk again soon.